Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video will be about the fundamentals of the free throw, which arguably is the oldest and most consistent shot in all of basketball, not just the NBA. You go to any recreational park in your neighborhood, or even the FIBA basketball organization, they all deploy the same consistent 15 feet shot that is to be taken without having to jump. So today we're just going to get into the fundamentals of how to consistently and rhythmically form a free throw for those of you who find it difficulty in having shot repetition, and by that I mean not having a variation from shot to shot. So the goal of this activity here is to demonstrate how I go about rhythmically, first of all, stancing into my free throw. Tend to take 3 dribbles. I am right foot dominant, so I would have my foot slightly ahead of my left foot, just creeping behind the 15-foot free throw line. 3 dribbles is my usual routine, although sometimes I can do 2 dribbles as well, but see, it's very individual when it comes to the rhythm and the routine of executing a free throw. Therefore, it's very crucial to practice free throw. I mean, how many NBA games have you guys seen where the game goes down to 2 points and you tally up the team's free throw at the end of the game versus the other team, and that usually, more times than not, ends up being the difference. So with that being said, let's begin the lesson in live action, and this will be a 50-shot drill. I will aim to make 42 to 43 out of 50. I'm a lifetime around 79 to 81% free throw shooter, so I don't want to set too lofty of an ambition for myself in order to put too much pressure. But it's not about the results here. This is all about the process, and for whoever's watching and wants to gain some knowledge about the technicalities, the fundamentals, and how to consistently shoot one free throw with one rhythm and one routine, perhaps this video would be of some help. Thank you guys for watching, and here I go. Free throw number 1.
One, 2 in a row.
Very important to have a one motion shot. To release with one hand with the fingertips.
One, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, 5.
One,
Notice there I didn't take any dribbles there, which is an error on my part.
two in a row.
Not to say that as an excuse, just to demonstrate basketball can be played in wet conditions and with windy conditions. As with life, basketball is a game of coping and adaptation. So take after one's life.
3 in a row. 4 4 in a row. 5 in a row. 8 out of 10. 6 in a row. 1.
Another tip, very important to have a arc to your free throw, ideally between 45 to 50 degrees in the arc angle from the fingertip release. And by that I mean, when I talk about the degrees, talking about the release from your fingertips up until the ball, which is the apex, which means the highest spot that it will ever reach prior to hitting the rim. What you don't want to do is a line drive, which is a flat shot. You want to give it arc. So by doing that, you ensure a higher margin of error, and you give yourself a chance for lucky bounces in case the shot isn't a perfect swish. The ultimate goal always, you should get the ball in the middle of the net. The way I like to describe it is aim for the front of the back of the rim. To be continued.
Two in a row. 3 in a row. 12 out of 15. 1.
Basketball is a very mental game. How many times do you see an NBA player miss one free throw and it leads him to get nervous, lose confidence, and miss the second one? This game, as a shooter, and this applies to the free throw line because you have to be very calm. All the conditions are neutralized. By that I mean everything else in the game is in your control. You are the only one who is in the center of attention. Everyone else is resting or having their stooping down and holding their shorts to catch breath. We'll get into fitness later, but today is about the fundamentals and the technique and the release of the free throw, but mainly focusing on the fundamentals. Each person will have their own routine and quirks, and the great Rick Barry shot his free throws underarm, and I believe he was a career 85% free throw shooter. With that being said, I do not recommend that technique for whoever's watching. I do think that was one of the anomalies of the game, and he must have been a special talent for him to pull that off. So for our purposes, we will be going with the conventional tip of the finger release. Very important to isolate the left arm hand from the right hand, assuming you're a right-handed shooter, when it's time to release. The left hand is there to be support. When the ball is released, you must ensure there is no torque or energy being imparted by the opposite hand of your shooting hand, whether it's a free throw or a jump shot.
Two in a row.
2
3 in a row. 15 out of 20. 1.
Almost overcompensated there with the higher arc than necessary. See if I can find a sweet middle ground. Energy transfer, lower legs, heels, knee, hips, your back, all the way upper towards your upper extremities. So by the time you are releasing it from your finger, there is almost no energy needed to be applied. What's called an efficient transfer of potential to kinetic energy.
2 in a row. 3 in a row. 4 in a row. 5 in a row. 20 out of 25.
Just rimmed out.
One. 2 in a row.
Guys, if you miss one, very important to have short-term memory in this game. As a shooter, you forget the past, you focus on the next ball. As if you made 10 in a row, and you're on the hottest streak of your lifetime. I don't care if you miss 5, 10, 15, 20 in a row. Probably not going to miss that many free throws, but maybe jump shots. Ignorance is not only bliss as a shooter, but I believe it's a fundamental requirement.
Three in a row. 4 in a row. 24 out of 30. 5 in a row. 6 in a row. 7 in a row. 8 in a row. 9 in a row. 29 out of 35.
15 left, guys.
10 in a row. 11 in a row.
Can't emphasize enough. It is not about the result. Process, process, process. Tom Thibodeau just took the New York Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals. But he got fired, and I think for good reason. The results were good. We propelled the Knicks to a 25-year, well, in other words, he brought rain upon the 25-year drought of us not making the ECF. But his process and stubbornness had a lot to be desired. same theory applies with the free throw as it does with the coaching change.
Twelve in a row. 13 in a row. 33 out of 40.
Having said that, the world judges you on a scoreboard. Rarely in history is the man who finishes second ever remembered.
One. Two in a row.
You gotta rush that one, guys.
One. 36 out of 45.
5 left.
Two in a row. Three in a row. Four in a row. Five in a row. Six in a row. 41 out of 50.
Keep shooting till I miss one.
Seven in a row. Eight in a row. Nine in a row. Ten in a row. 11 in a row. 46 out of 55. 12 in a row. 13 in a row.
1, 2, 3. Back. Bend your knees. Let it fly.
14 in a row.
Walt Clyde Frazier, even though he can be corny, but he always says, shooter never aims. It's all about feel, and technique, and touch. As soon as you start aiming like a sniper, game's over.
$15 in a row. $50 out of 60.
Well, How about a 3 to top it off?
One.
Take 3 more of them.
$51 out of $65.
Well, that will be the end of the video. Again, my name is Varun. Like, subscribe, share, and I hope whoever watched, thank you for making it to the end of my tutorial. I hope that it was educational and fun for you guys to see what I'm all about. That being said, thanks for watching. Bye bye.